Successful. This pursuit of a stolen vehicle, which began in Southgate around 45 minutes ago, still continuing on, going on area freeways, and now through in a residential and then in industrial area. At least 5 police cruisers in pursuit. We also know that there is an airship up above, but this car now picking up some speed. Very dangerous maneuvers by this driver. Has been blowing through many intersections and going on the wrong side of the road, as you're seeing right here. Just seemingly going in an aimless direction.
Aimless, but within a certain circumscribed area, Bob. He hasn't gone very far afield from that. Basically doing a circular thing in the same areas, the same freeways, some of the same residential streets. Although I don't know if he's been on this one before.
Right. One of the benefits to this happening for the police...
I can only imagine how it would have been with lots of traffic.
Lots of traffic. Yeah. Well, also, it's enabled this guy to go pretty much unchecked for a very long period of time.
Vinny, he's traveling at a relatively slow, wow.
Slower speed, yes.
Yeah.
I've noticed that. Oh, here we are, an on-ramp.
Approaching Imperial, now back onto an on-ramp, and looks like he is going to get back on the
710 freeway, southbound side, 710.
So this is what, his third time on the 710? His fourth time?
Oh, at least, yes.
So as long as this also continues, you know, we're looking at...
all concentrated in the same area.
All concentrated in the same area. As long as it continues here, we're looking at just past 11:30 now. Memorial Day holiday. Lots of folks will now start to get on the roadway, and I imagine that the freeways and streets will get a lot more congested as people go to their Memorial Day destinations. It will definitely get busier. But right now, all of those police cars in pursuit of this vehicle, and it looks like a pretty open freeway on the 710.
This poses a pretty good situation for the CHP. Of course, now he's exiting here at the 105, I believe, freeway. Because there are so many police vehicles down there, they could do a kind of a rolling roadblock and then attempt a pit maneuver if all the traffic was cleared out. But again, at high speeds, a pit maneuver is a very, very dangerous maneuver for both the occupant of the stolen car and for the CHP or the police officer trying to do the pit maneuver. You're talking 60, 70 miles an hour. It'll toss a vehicle for quite a ways.
So obviously, so right now the police cars in pursuit, they have been authorized for a pit maneuver, but that hasn't...
What did he just hit something? What's going on here?
Yeah, what is that?
So what was that?
Something flew out the, either hit something on the road or flew out the window. Oh, he's throwing stuff out the window.
Oh. So now the driver is throwing stuff out the window. Looked like quite a bit of stuff that he was throwing out the window at the police cruisers like behind them.
Paper or something.
Paper, napkins or something?
Okay. Yeah, it's either that or checks or some sort of small pieces of paper. Okay, here comes some more. Let's see if I can get in closer. Whoops.
Yeah, it goes more.
So yeah, there he goes again. Just throwing, almost just looks like paper, or...
You can only imagine, speculate why he's doing it. And this is a stolen vehicle. That's the report as a stolen vehicle.
That's where I keep my napkins, down that little pocket over there. So
in a stolen vehicle.
Well, not in a stolen vehicle, but... so he's reaching down, just throwing things into the wind at the officers that are in pursuit, whatever he can find inside this stolen vehicle, inside the various pockets of this car.
We have people thinking maybe he's reading it and then throwing it. Now take a look.
It looks like he's reaching and then throwing. So he's been circling this very same area for quite some time, and now really bizarre behavior here as the driver just continues on and now is just throwing things out the window at the cars, at the police cars behind him. The pursuit underway now for probably about 50 minutes or so.
Yeah, about 50 minutes or so since we got the report of a stolen vehicle. and it's been going on ever since then. You also started bringing up questions. In the stolen vehicle, the driver doesn't know how much fuel he's got
True.
until he starts. So that always could possibly be an issue as this thing goes longer and longer.
And there have been many pursuits that have ended that way, in which the driver just didn't stop, and then they just simply ran out of gas.
Pretty much how the Indy 500 ended yesterday.
Pretty much still an open road here for this driver.
And there's a good reason. There's a good reason for that, Bobby. As you see, the CHP has now kind of occupied all the lanes. I would say stay tuned for some sort of action coming up here. We're on the 105, and we're in Downey right now, heading toward the end of the 105, where it ends at the 605 freeway.
Vinny, let me cut in for a moment here. We have word that they're going to set up a spike strip on the 605. He's heading toward the 605 right now, so we will see.
Heading toward the 605, so no telling which direction he's going to go. I would imagine they might set up one up on either side of the 605.
We saw an attempt earlier when an officer ran out on the street, threw it out, and pulled it back, and he drove around it.
That in a residential / industrial area, and now here on the freeway, they will attempt to do this. This driver has been behaving in a very bizarre way, throwing paper outside the window, and prior to that, we saw him as he tried to squeeze in between two vehicles, slam into a car, and cars have just been trying to get out of the way on this Memorial Day holiday. And now looks like he's transitioning onto another freeway here. We'll see if they are able to deploy the spike strips here.
This is the transition to the northbound 605 here.
And as we said, Vinny, an open road here, so it looks like obviously any of the vehicles that are behind them, they've got that covered. They can keep those cars back, but out in front it looks like an open road here.
Right, that's exactly what they're doing. They're blocking all lanes so that he has no option, and that nobody else can run over the spike strips. So let's see what happens here. He's making his way back into the main lanes of the northbound 605 here.
All right, transition now to the northbound 605, again with other vehicles in the lanes there. And lots of cars still in pursuit.
I didn't see any of the officers or anybody out there with a spike strip, so I'm not sure that they actually deployed them there.
You know, if we were doing the traffic report, Vinny, you would say it is wide open.
It's a holiday light. And of course, we get speeds, very high speeds, and when we do have an accident, it can be pretty bad. Okay, let's see. CHPs looks like they're trying to occupy all the lanes again.
All right, you have to wonder all the cars, all the drivers in front, seeing this cavalry of police cruisers
and having no idea what this is.
Pulling up right up behind you.
Wonder what the event is. Or is there a ramp coming up here? Is there an exit ramp? Or is it just
we're coming up to the 5 freeway here in just a few minutes, or a few seconds, as a matter of fact.
Okay, so the northbound 605 freeway coming up on the 5.
Here's the 5 freeway underneath here.
And you see the cars there on the roadway. They're doing the right thing. They kind of just go to the right side. Slow. They should slow to a stop, but probably unaware of what's going on right now. Several police cruisers there you see in pursuit of this stolen vehicle.
Well, we have seven of them out there, and it looks like they've occupied every lane.
All right, guys, we're going to take you to a cleaner feed of this police pursuit.
Yeah, exactly. And I just looked out the window here, and I think there's 8 police cruisers. And you can see they're doing a traffic break back here at the very last cruiser. Safely, exactly. You know, a lot of times people will say, well, why don't they just shoot his tires out? Well, that doesn't work, folks. That's only a Hollywood stunt. The, 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 the real fact of the matter is that they don't want anybody to get hurt, and I've seen people definitely get hurt in these over the 25 years I've been doing this. It's a stupid maneuver, folks. Don't try this at home. Yes, it is. We're coming back up into the Pico Rivera area, which is where we originally, the pursuit started in Southgate and then went its way up here into the Pico Rivera area, and now it's coming back up the 605 into that same area again. It looks like he's doing freeway speeds, because if you look at some of the traffic that is on the freeway, they're driving, normal, and of course you've got a whole raft of CHP officers back there, so you're not going to be breaking the speed limit. But look at the traffic he's going by. He's not whizzing by them at any excessive speed. But he is going faster than the surrounding traffic, if you notice there. In Southgate. We understood it started in Southgate, and originally the Southgate Police Department were the ones that were in pursuit of this individual. And now it's because I think the fact that it's gone so long and it's on and off the freeways constantly, CHP has taken over. There was one CHP helicopter and one sheriff's helicopter, but I haven't seen either one of those lately. I don't know if they're even still here on it. As you can see, the numbers of the vehicles from the CHP police vehicles are increasing. Almost at every corner we pick up another cruiser. Right, we're just opposite Rose Hill Cemetery here. I'll zoom out. It's over here on the right side of the screen is Rose Hill Cemetery, and it's heading up north here past Pico Rivera, past Whittier Boulevard. Now we're coming up. The next freeway will be the 60 freeway.
Alright guys, Tommy here. I see some of you guys are tweeting me. I appreciate the tweets coming in. Again, you're looking at a live car chase from Southern California. This specifically is in Whittier as of right now. It started in Southgate. We've been watching as this vehicle drives on the 605 northbound. We know he's approaching the 60 freeway shortly, approaching the Hacienda Heights, El Monte area, currently going through Whittier.
Oh, absolutely. I've seen numerous pursuits go on like this, and then suddenly he starts slowing down and rolls to a stop, and then it becomes a standoff situation. But right now, we don't know how much fuel he's got, and he probably doesn't care either, other than the fact that he's rolling along. We just crossed the 60 freeway here now, coming up through Avocado Heights, and heading, the next freeway will be the 10 freeway. Not since we've joined the pursuit. We heard, oh, he's getting off the freeway here. It's taking a transition to, that's a surface street down here. And this would be in the, trying to see where we are, Baldwin Park. Valley, we're getting off at Valley Boulevard here. And, okay, now we've got a lot of traffic in front. Just a little while ago, we did see him push his way through a bunch of cars that were stopped for a light. And we'll see what he's going to try to do. Okay. Left shoulder here. This, oh, look out, there's a kid on a bike. Guy in a... This is where it gets very dangerous. The freeway is one sort of danger, but here on city streets, where, you know, like we just saw, people on bicycles, pedestrians, multitude of cars turning left and right. This is a whole different level of danger here to the public. Yeah, this is, again, like I said, it's going to get interesting when he runs into a lot of traffic, because we know that he will push his way through whatever gets in his way. Well, that's true. However, it's just going to take one little slip, and somebody could get hurt. We're now coming into...
Again, guys, you're looking at a live feed of a stolen KIA Sorrento. Again, this pursuit started over an hour ago. 10:38 a.m. Now it's 11:51 a.m.
The street is relatively free of traffic, at least on this side, the side that he's on. So this lends itself an opportunity for the CHP to pull a pit maneuver here when they get a stretch of open road where there aren't any other vehicles around. But it looks as though every time CHP gets close, he speeds away. So I don't know if you'll see a pit maneuver or not, but somehow or other this has got to come to a conclusion soon. Okay, now here's an example. Totally blocked intersection, cross traffic, wrong side of the road, cross traffic, and okay, everybody's paying attention, good. Yeah, yeah, very logical and probably an absolute fact. We're now on 7th Street south from Valley Boulevard there. This is... Okay, and there's... I was just going to say another intersection, and he didn't have the light, so it ran through another red light. Is exactly what you were saying, Steve. Somebody's back there counting infractions. Yeah, we did. We saw him hit another car. Yes, it's 2. Well, we're coming up, this is going to be interesting, we're coming up on an on-ramp to the westbound 60. We'll see if he jumps on it here. It's right there, upper left part of your screen. And it appears he's not going to. He's continuing southbound on 7th. Okay. It's on the 60 now, eastbound. It's a transition road here on the 60 eastbound in the City of Industry. Well, let's see. We dealt with the 105, the 605, the 710, now the 60. That's 4 of them. Yeah, he didn't get on the 5. No, we crossed over that on the northbound 605 there in Santa Fe Springs. I'm going to zoom out here a little bit wider or let them pass out of the. You can see the traffic knows what's going on here. They're holding back, so there's a complete free, clear freeway here. We wouldn't be surprised if they attempt to do a spike strip here coming up at one of the underpasses or overpasses here on the 60. I heard that they were going to attempt to do one of them at Imperial Highway at the overpass there, and I did not see that. Of course, if it's an underpass, you wouldn't be able to see if they threw the spike strip or not. But I don't believe they did. I think there was too much traffic to effectively throw it and then pull it back fast enough to get it out of the way so the CHP vehicles wouldn't run over it also. Is it me, or does he look like he's slowing down? Yeah, he's slower than it was, and I got the impression that it looked like he was slowing down there for a little bit, but evidently that's a false impression here on my part. Now I also noticed now there's a lot of CHP vehicles showing up on the on and off ramps along the freeway here to block access to any other passenger cars or vehicles getting on the freeway. So I wouldn't be surprised that something happens here very shortly. As I look out the window and look ahead, there's almost, the freeway's almost totally empty in front of him. I don't know if I can pan up that way a little bit here. As you can see, the eastbound side, there's very, very few vehicles on the eastbound side.
Samia here, just chiming in. Obviously, the freeways are unlike typical days in Southern California because it is Memorial Day, so there's obviously less traffic than you typically find on a LA freeway on a Monday.
'60 freeway, yes, he just passed under Nogales here.
Again,
and,
guys, this
heading
police
toward
pursuit has
the,
gone on for almost an
57,
hour and a
60
half now. It
interchange
started
down
just after 10:30, I believe, in the Southgate area. Now we've been tuning in here on News Now for about a half an hour. We watched as this Kia Sorrento, stolen Kia Sorrento, was on the freeway, got off the freeway, now back on the freeway. I know I got a tweet from one of our viewers, 420 Patriot, saying, why would he steal a Kia of all things? Really makes you think. I jokingly replied, it's probably because LeBron James drives a Kia. I don't know if you guys saw any of those LeBron James Kia commercials while watching the NBA playoffs over the weekend or over the course of the last week, but just my thought. Again, if you guys have anything that you want to say regarding this police pursuit. I know a lot of people commenting on the fact that the driver was throwing things out of the window earlier. I was getting tweets regarding that as well. You guys can go ahead and tweet me. My Twitter handle is at the bottom of your screen. It's in the lower third. Tweet comments at SamiaFox10. The vehicle is now in Hacienda Heights. I am not sure which freeway it is currently traveling on. My guess is that it's traveling on the 60 freeway in Southern California because that freeway is adjacent to Hacienda Heights. Perhaps when we hear from the helicopter reporter out in LA, we will get confirmation of that. My guess is it is the 60 freeway. traveling eastbound.
It looks as though he's going to stay on the 60 freeway here, where it makes the transition for that short period of time here in Diamond Bar, where it becomes the 57 freeway, 57/60 freeway. So we can add another freeway to our list. It appears now that he's going to stay with the northbound, the northbound 60, which transitions to an eastbound direction right here at the 57 split. Let me zoom out a little bit here and I'll show you that. The transition there is the 57 is going off to the left, and the 60 eastbound is going up to the top of the screen here, and he's elected to stay on the 60 eastbound.
Want to go ahead and read some of the tweets coming in. Art asking if I can comment on how exceptional the handling skills are of this Kia since he has dodged 3 traps at high speeds. I will say though, every time we do cover a high-speed chase, you really do get to see how well these vehicles maneuver. So that is an interesting observation, Art. Would I personally drive a Kia? Well, that's a discussion for a different day and time. I personally am a Volkswagen loyalist. I see MJW saying, I'm laying in bed watching from England, love it, never see anything like this here. MJW, it's not so much of a car culture out in the UK, at least not compared to what it's like in Los Angeles. So that would be my analysis of that. Stephen Bullock tweeting me saying the suspect is on the phone with CHP. And Browns to the Bone saying, great coverage, love the LeBron James reference, used to live in LA, now in Ohio. Well, Browns to the Bone, I figure I had to make the LeBron James Kia reference because I had tweeted on my personal account over the weekend, come on guys, does LeBron actually drive a Kia? After I saw him in a Kia commercial while watching Game 6 on Saturday night. So, you know, 2 Kia encounters in just a couple days, I had to make the connection. Jimmy Johnson saying that driver has made a really big decision in doing this. His mom's going to freak out when she finds out. Jason Nugent saying what started it. We know that it is a stolen vehicle, Jason. Steve saying it's going past Chino Hills now. I'm going to go ahead and update the lower third because he is traveling on the 60, meaning he has now left Diamond Bar. Thank you for that reference, Steve. And Volkswagen Loyals, why do you hate the environment? Vess, I've been driving the Volkswagen for 9 years, and I don't have the one that destroys the environment. I don't have the one that broke any of the emission standards, so I'm good.
The lanes behind him. The traffic is quite thin behind him here. I'll zoom out again. You see, they've managed to slow it way down so that there's nothing behind him. So. It's a waiting game as far as the CHP and the authorities are concerned. They've got all day, all night, however long it takes. And as the other option action is that the individual in the car is going to eventually run out of fuel. However, we can always send in 3 or 4 more CHP vehicles, which will be topped off and won't run out of fuel. So it's a no-win situation for that individual. Still eastbound on the 60 through Pomona, right? Now this becomes interesting because it's a very, very straight, let me zoom out here, very straight and clear freeway up ahead here. That's the 60 freeway off toward the 15. So, see if I can find it again. There it is. Exactly, and with 7 or 8 CHP officers down here on the freeway blocking traffic, they're supposed to be doing something else other than running down the freeway, blocking danger from the public. It's a lot of resources, like you said, Steve, tied up for just this one individual. Okay, transition. Yeah, she seems to do that when he gets off the freeways. Okay, luckily this intersection is open. Okay, turning northbound. I'm not exactly sure what street that is. It's on, I understand it's Central Avenue. Now I'm going to guess he's going to jump right back on the freeway and go westbound now.
Ryan, I want to go ahead and read a few more of your tweets that are coming in. Getting lots of tweets, lots of notifications. Those of you who enjoyed my LeBron James reference, I just retweeted the tweet that I posted on my personal account, making reference to the fact that the suspect probably took the KIA because he was inspired by those LeBron James commercials. If you like it, feel free to retweet that or give it a like. In the meantime, I do want to read some of the tweets coming in. Mason saying watching police chases is like watching an oversized cat and mouse game, only it's not a game. Jason wants to know, why are the cops so far behind? Lady Schubert asking, why would anyone do all of this just for a KIA? Nathan saying, watching from England, this was something like out of Grand Theft Auto. Rob asking, in your professional car chase opinion, does this guy have a shot at making it to Mexico? Well, Rob, he could make it to Mexico. The problem is he's not on a freeway. He's not traveling in the direction of Mexico. If he was traveling on the 5 southbound or the 405 southbound, then he could indeed eventually get to Mexico, but it seems like he is now on the 60 westbound, heading back towards downtown Los Angeles. Broadway saying, yes, LeBron drives a KIA, although you could have said Blake Griffin since he's an LA Clipper. Logical reference, Broadway. Shin saying, all jokes aside, this looks like Kobe's retirement lap. Come on, Tommy and Fox 10, you have to mention my tweet on the air, Pelican Armory. Pelican Armory. Oh, because Pelican had previously tweeted that He was, or she was only watching because saw me at Fox 10 sounds really sexy. Okay, well, thank you for the flattery, Pelican. Getting through my morning with some coffee. Lady Schubert wondering if and when any of the cars will run out of fuel or the helicopters. You know, lady, sometimes helicopters do run out of fuel. I've covered police chases that have gone on for so long that the vehicle had left the entire LA, Southern California market, and it was getting towards Vegas, and we couldn't have the chopper go that far, so it had to stop. So there have been moments like that where the chopper does indeed have to stop coverage, whether it's because of dizziness or whether it's because it has to refuel. Now that is an SUV. I don't know if the pursuit started when the Kia was at a full tank or if it was a half tank. I'm not really sure. Forgive us for some of these technical difficulties. This is the feed coming in from Los Angeles. Again, now this vehicle in the Chino area, from what I understand. I'm going to go ahead and read a couple more tweets coming in from you guys. Spartacus saying this is absolute madmen. Giovanni saying, why don't we make electric police cars? Will saying, I think the police might be watching for the van to run out of gas. It's an SUV, not a van, but it does look like a van from here. Lady Schubert, I want to know what grade of school this person dropped out during. Ray asking, why don't they shoot at him? Because if he's not armed or visibly armed, they can't, I guess, Ray. Don't follow me asking, have you ever seen the bad guy get away ever? I personally haven't seen the bad guy get away, but I'm sure a bad guy has gotten away in history at some point during a police pursuit. There's got to be one time at least where he has gotten away. Again, Giovanni reiterating, why don't we make electric police cars for these types of chases? Matthew Else watching in the UK. Pelican Armory, you're welcome for the tweet reference. Lady Schubert, doesn't Fox have more than one helicopter? I don't have the answer to that, lady. I do not work for Fox in Los Angeles. I work for Fox in Phoenix. Lady also saying, why do these chases always remind me of OJ? Well, because he led police on the most high-profile chase of all time. So that's probably why, Lady Schubert, which it also took place in Southern California, so there's that. The Bark saying they need to do a pit maneuver. All right, guys, we're going to listen in on what the helicopter reporter is saying now. I'm going to take a break from reading your tweets, but I will go back and read some of them a little bit later on.
Yeah, exactly, because you don't know whether the individual is armed. You can't see inside the car. The officers are at a real, disadvantage because they can't see if the individual does have a weapon inside the car, especially if he doesn't open the windows or turn around and talk to them. It becomes a different kind of an emergency situation than when he's rolling down the road. Exactly. You just don't know. These officers are very highly trained observers. I mean, but with today's technology and the tinting that they put on some of these vehicles, you can't see in the car, so you have no idea who else might be in there, what he's doing, if he's got a gun or a knife, whatever. It's just absolutely a guessing game. But the officers, have been highly trained to be very observant, and they'll pick up on subtle nuances of, the guy's character, how he's reacting, what he's doing. So it is a different kind of an emergency situation once the pursuit stops if he does not get out of the vehicle.
I'm getting a lot of tweets coming in from viewers. I can't read all of them on air, but I do want to read a couple of them. Dana Kinney asking, what if this was your car? And you were just like, oh, haha. It would be interesting if you were watching your own car that was stolen. Be pursued then by police live on air. Roger asking, did OJ drive a Kia? No. I believe it was a Bronco, right? Hey, Mike, OJ drove a Bronco? Yeah, it was the Bronco, guys. Anna's saying, I'm kind of rooting for the Kia at this point after all the mean jokes. Anita Mann asking, how long has he been at it? Well, this chase started around 10:37 a.m., so an hour and 45 minutes at least. Come 12:37, if it's still going, it'll be a 2-hour chase. You guys are sending some pretty funny tweets, like, my mom has that same car. Do you think it's her? Cult Classics, I don't think it's your mom. Prince Gillespie responding to someone's tweet. Someone previously had asked, why don't they shoot him? Prince saying, why would they shoot a man before letting his gas run out? That is very logical. B Cigar Sales saying, I think I'm sold on this Kia. Great gas mileage and looks great in that color. Discow Weasel asking me if Trump will make car chases great again. You guys are pretty hilarious. Many people saying that they should try the pit maneuver on the next exit. Who knows what the plan is for the cops at this point? We don't know what their plan is. We are just watching and tuning in to see what happens next. Lady Schubert, for the people saying that police should have electric cars, encourage law enforcement to contact Elon Musk. Brian Rinaldi saying, it seems as if he's willing to crash this truck with no survivors. Prayers to the big guy for a safe conclusion. Jean Richard saying, you'd think the helicopter could shoot a net or something and capture the Kia. Hashtag watching from Nashville. Hi, Trade Scalper. What's up to you? Gobbler saying, why didn't the zoo just shoot the gorilla in the leg? Also, is the police pursuit related to that incident? Ryan Tornkist asking, why have they not tried to hit the car in an open space? Ike asking, or saying rather, watching from the Netherlands, thank you for your funny comments. I'm trying to read as much as possible. Let's go back now to the helicopter reporter, hear what he has to say regarding this situation out in Southern California.
Yeah, we were launched from Van Nuys to come investigate this pursuit at about, I guess it was around 10 o'clock this morning, 10:15. So it's been going on for at least, about 2 hours perhaps, a little over 2 hours.
All right, guys, going to read a few more of your tweets. I know a lot of you guys very involved, very engaged in this police chase. Dan Patrick, with my wife's son, and he's watching his first ever police chase. This driver is an absolute madman. It looks like a lot of people are using the term madman. I feel like this is a group of people on the internet that are just desperate to hear me use the phrase madman. I see what you guys are doing. I know what you guys are out to do. Leinert Hart saying, Zank saying, will Trump make him pay for the road? I love this tweet from Lagaz saying, me and my dog watching from the UK with a photo. Ugh, that deserves a retweet, Lagaz. I'm giving you that retweet. Even dogs are fans of police chases. Matt saying, bring out the spike strip. Ben Rook saying, is he going to Mexico because Trump or Hillary is going to be president? Giovanni asking, I wonder what the thief is thinking about. I know, I wonder what the thief is thinking about. I wonder if the suspect has gotten hungry at this point. I mean, you're leading police on a pursuit for a couple of hours. Clearly, he has not considered maybe he has considered going through a drive-thru, although that would probably be detrimental to his plan of escape. Lady Schubert, where was the car stolen from? Definitely great PR for the car. We know it was stolen from the Los Angeles area. Now the vehicle is in the Hacienda Heights area. Let's listen to what the chopper reporter is saying now.
But yeah, you're absolutely right. He seems to drive quite recklessly when he's on city streets, and here on the freeway, while he stays in the lanes that does a normal speed and drives like any other driver.
Time to read a few more of your tweets. Matthew L. saying that Kia is fast. How can cops even compete? Don Trumpion asking, when are you guys renaming Fox 10 to Car Chase 10? Well, Don Trumpion, when we're not covering chases, we're usually covering Donald Trump, so it could be Trump news now, too. You decide. Wow, so many tweets coming in right now. Benson saying, fantastic advertisement for Kia's gas mileage. Donna saying, watching live as well in the UK. Whiskey Bar, watching from the UK, thanks for the stream. Anna Bar saying, we are watching from the Netherlands. Al Cavallero saying, Donald Trump makes Kias great again. Lady Schubert saying, I guess he's canceling his Memorial Day barbecue. Maybe he's just really late to his Memorial Day barbecue, Lady Schubert. Maybe he's just super late and that's why he's speeding. Who knows? Kidding, obviously. Fire Philly saying, watching from Canada, waiting for the crash. Cassie White can't get arrested before the Warriors game. Nico watching from Germany. Jacques Fournier saying, this must be a blatant advertisement for that Kia's miles per gallon capabilities. Olympian, why don't they end it now? What if something more serious comes up while resources are being wasted on this for another 2 hours? Will saying this is another reason why fans hate LeBron. Thank you, LeBron. That's in reference to my tweet where I was like, do you think this suspect was inspired by LeBron James Kia ads that are out there airing during NBA playoffs? Well, I'm just acknowledging your tweet. Bobby Hill saying it seems like that vehicle runs on clean burning propane. Jimmy Johnson, this poor guy, I bet nobody cared who he was until he stole the car. Lady Schubert, do we know anything about the driver's sex, race, age? I don't have that information right now, Lady Schubert. That information I don't have. Broadway saying Kia getting free publicity from this chase from Samia Fox 10. Just take the footage from this and there's your new commercial. Hashtag hours, hashtag chase, hashtag gas mileage. That's right, this chase has gone on for about 2 hours now. My is humorous, tweeting, why haven't they shot the tires yet? I'm not sure. I mean, maybe they're worried that they'll hit another car on the road. I mean, there's obviously other vehicles on the road right now. It looks like the suspect is traveling westbound on the 60 freeway. I know it's labeled as Hacienda Heights. I did just see the sign where it said 60 towards Los Angeles, meaning he would be traveling westbound on the 60 towards downtown LA. I'm getting so many tweets in right now, guys. It feels like there are like 100 tweets coming in per minute. So I'm sorry if I don't read your tweets, but I am getting them in. I'll try to read them a little bit later on, but first let's go back to the helicopter reporter.
Exactly. It looks as though it's just, as I said before, it's a waiting game. The police can wait all day. I just saw the SUVs here swap positions. Evidently, one of the CHP vehicles either was running low on fuel itself or whatever, but another one came in and took over the pursuit. So it's a waiting game.
All right, guys, we know that the SUV is now in the South El Monte area. Again, this vehicle now traveling on the 60 westbound. Not too long ago, this vehicle was traveling on the 60 eastbound, then got off the freeway, has gotten back onto the 60, but traveling westbound. The vehicle went through Hacienda Heights. It's now going through South El Monte. It will then approach Montebello and East LA before approaching downtown Los Angeles, if the vehicle gets that far. Now, we know this chase has gone on for about 2 hours now. A lot of you guys commenting on the gas mileage of this Kia Sorrento, joking that this is a great commercial as far as Kia's gas mileage is concerned. I am reading all your tweets. I will read some more of them momentarily. But let's hear now from the chopper reporter.
And he's heading back in that vague general direction by going westbound. So we'll see if he stays on the freeway for much longer, because we're now coming up on Downey. And if he gets off the freeway, then I'm going to kind of tend to assume that this is his home turf. I certainly don't have any information on that, but yeah, that's a good point, Steve. It would seem that law enforcement would be able to tell where home is just based on the source of the phone call.
All right, guys, I see your tweets coming in. I'm going to go ahead and read some more of them. Can't read all of them. Stephen Bullock saying that he's listening in to CHP via Broadcastify, the website. Matt joking he's racing to Hillary Clinton's to delete more emails. This is actually an electric car prototype for Kia called the KEC, which stands for the Kia electric car, according to Jimmy Russell. Donna saying, I hope no one gets hurt. The UK never live streams anything. Nico saying, I don't get why so many people asked to shoot the car. It's only endangering others. Plenty of other ways to stop it. Exton saying, that looks like a pretty big car. Could be dangerous if it ends in a crash. Bobby Hill saying, that awesome moment when Samia Fox 10 reads your tweet on air. There you go. SD Transarchus saying, is he near an In-N-Out? I left LA a long time ago and some In-N-Out or Tommy Burger would hit the spot right now. That's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking if you've been on this chase now for a couple of hours, you're probably getting hungry. It is close to lunchtime. But obviously his desire to escape takes priority over the desire to get a burger. Diego saying, how is the Kia outrunning the police cars? Lady Schubert saying, such blatant disregard for all the citizens he's endangering. Giovanni saying, I'll be back. I'm just going to get some popcorn and a drink. Now the vehicle is in Montebello. Looks like the chopper reporter is speaking again. Let's listen in on what he has to say.
You have cruise control, so it's highly possible you can take some tension off just by punching in the cruise control and just steering. And I now notice, okay, we're coming up to the 5 freeway now, and I also notice there seems to be a greater number of motor officers, CHP officers on motorcycles here than we had before. And I'm trying to see where he's going. Southbound, he's staying on the 710. He's going over the Commerce train yards here. I'll zoom out a little bit so you can get an idea where he actually is.
Again, the vehicle traveling on the 60 freeway. It has now passed Montebello, entering East LA, still traveling westbound on the 60 freeway towards downtown Los Angeles. The 60 freeway does end there. It then forces you to choose between Interstate 5 or the 101 or the 60. Unless, of course, the vehicle decides it wants to hop on the 710. I'm not sure if it's already past the 710 junction yet, but we do know that it is traveling westbound in the East LA area on the 60. All right, gonna check in with you guys, see what you're tweeting me. Lady Schubert saying, just for clarification, my name is Elizabeth and this car chase is great entertainment for the day. Michael Rossi saying, at least it's not a Tesla. A name that I can't even read saying, this is so much better than doing my taxes, greeting from Greece. Nathan saying, how long till he gets to the streets and the chase gets interesting. Stephen Bullock saying CHP is just going to follow the suspect, not going to engage. Trusty saying such blatant disregard for its 100,000-mile warranty. Tim saying he just wants to drive to McDonald's. Take care of him. He will be very hungry. You guys are so hilarious. 420 Patriot saying he's probably packed his own lunch. That's why he's lasted so long in this chase. Howard K saying this guy's probably poor. The cops should let him keep the car. The owner of the SUV probably has another car anyways. Howard K thinks the owner of this Kia SUV has other cars. Howard, unless the owner is LeBron James, who we know apparently drives a Kia, I'm not sure necessarily if the owner of the Kia has another spare car lying around. Just my take. Now to the chopper pilot. Let's see what he has to say.
Pursuits have gone up, X percent. I don't know that that's, anybody keeps any kind of records on that, but because of television, because of social media, because of cell phones that take, video and pictures, it sure seems like there's a lot more of them. Exactly. I happen to belong to a group, and I won't go into whole long details here, but one of the individuals in the news group that I belong to was a director of stations here in town, and there was a pursuit on TV, and it was a rather mundane, boring pursuit, and the news director popped in and says, no, we're not going to cover it, stay with our regular programming. Well, it turns out that their competitor, Channel 11, got rave reviews and very high ratings, and from the next day on, any pursuit would be on the air at our competitor's station.
I'm going to go ahead and read some more tweets. So many tweets coming in. Jimmy Russell saying, watching a car chase makes me realize I wish I had a car. Hashtag feel the burn. Chuck Spears saying that the chopper camera is all over the place, doesn't think it flies too well.
Right, exactly. Now I have a feeling we're going to see. Well, yeah, we're doing a preview. That's all he said.
SD Transarch is saying maybe he stopped at Tommy's Burgers before the chase started, so he's ready for a long drive. Nathan saying police should get Steph Curry with his range to shoot him down. Jonathan Dokler saying, where's the LA traffic when you need it? Jonathan, it's because it's Memorial Day. There is no traffic. Oh my gosh, there's no traffic in any major city today because of Memorial Day. It was so easy to get to work, I must say. Stefan saying, how long before this guy needs a bathroom break? Justin, how fast is the driver going? It's hard to tell right now. It looks like the driver is not going super fast. It looks like he's going at the same rate that other vehicles on the road are going. They're now saying that the vehicle is in Southgate. I'm wondering, did the driver switch freeways then? Let's go ahead and listen into the chopper reporter, because that'll give us a better idea as to where this vehicle is now driving. It looks like he's exiting. No, he's getting on the 10. Is that the 105 freeway? I think he just got onto the 105.
It's transitioned to the westbound 105, I believe, freeway. Yes, it is. It's the 105, and he's on the westbound transition here.
I called it. Just saying, guys. I said it before, the chopper pilot. 105 freeway. I believe westbound would mean that he's now then traveling towards LAX airport. Huh. Because the 105 westbound does take you to LAX.
He's encountering some traffic, but unless he speeds up here, I'm going to say it looked like he was just rolling along, slowing down, because he's not going as fast as the surrounding traffic here at the moment.
So those of you who've been following along want a rough idea of what happened. So the vehicle, the Kia, was traveling on the 60 freeway westbound, and before it could hit downtown LA, it transitioned to the 710 southbound. That was a freeway that this vehicle was on earlier. When we first started following along this chase, we had seen him on the 710 northbound going through Southgate. Then he went on to the 710 southbound coming from the 60 westbound. So 60 westbound down to 710 southbound, then transitioning to the 105 westbound. Now, when you travel along the 105 westbound, you are headed towards LAX airport. You are headed towards the ocean. It's possible that this driver hops on the 110 freeway or the 405 beforehand, but who knows? We're just going to have to wait and see.
Yeah, absolutely. We don't, you can't jump inside his head and find out what he's thinking. But CHP's maintaining its distance. Actually, they're a little bit further back than before. We just crossed over Long Beach Boulevard here on the westbound 105. He seems to be driving with traffic. He's not racing. He's not, we've seen these pursuits go as high as 100 miles an hour on freeways, and then, they end one way or another, either in an accident or whatever. But he seems to be just chugging along here at the normal standard freeway speed, maybe 70, 75 miles an hour. And if you notice the other vehicles on the freeway, they're not going that much slower. So it's very consistent. He's very consistent with his speeds on the freeway. Again, looking at the relative to the other traffic on the freeway, he's, he could be slowing. It could be slowing. It does, yeah, because he was passing everybody here. Just let me zoom out a little bit. He was passing everybody just a moment ago, and then we saw that car get on the freeway and go past him. But these things, they don't, it's not like you're running out of air in a tire. It slowly goes flat. You either have gas or you don't. And so it's going to either totally quit on him, and then he's just going to coast, or what. But right now he seems to be still under control, still with engine power, so he continues on.
Liam Quigley asking an interesting question. If he drives into LAX airspace, will they make the chopper stay away? That's a good question. We do know, as far as the last update that we got, that this vehicle is traveling on the 105 westbound. For those of you familiar with Southern California, as you travel along the 105 westbound, you are heading towards
right,
LAX, the airport.
This individual now is coming up on the 110 freeway. We'll see if he makes any kind of transition here. One other thing to mention is not only is that vehicle running out of fuel, but we are getting quite low on fuel in the helicopter. So at some point here soon, we might have to break this off from my standpoint and pop into an airport for some fuel. But alrighty, we'll do that. Okay, he's making a transition. No, he's not making a transition. He's staying with the westbound 105.
All right, guys, well, you've just heard from the helicopter reporter out there in LA. It looks like our chopper in Los Angeles is running out of gas. This is of great concern because if this chase continues and the chopper loses gas, we're going to be in quite a predicament. So we do know that the vehicle, the Kia Sorrento, the one on the run, has now passed the 110 freeway. It's on the 105. It is approaching the Hawthorne area. Currently, it's in Willowbrook, approaching West Athens, the interchange of the 105, 110 area. Not too far from Compton, actually. Just minutes away from Compton and Gardena. As long as the vehicle continues to travel westbound on the 105 freeway, it will be approaching the 405 freeway. That's the next possible freeway that the suspect could then hop on. It's that or heading towards LAX. Eventually, the 105 freeway ends. Whether the suspect will then go on surface streets near LAX, the Marina del Rey, El Segundo area, that has yet to be determined. We are bringing you live, continuous coverage. We do know that... Ah! Let's see. Nope, now he's in the carpool lane. I guess when you're already breaking the law, stealing the car, you don't really care whether you have more than one person in the vehicle. Right, guys? It's like, I already stole the car, might as well use the carpool lane. I think he's just doing that just out of spite, because there's not even traffic. You don't even need to illegally go in the carpool lane right now. I get it if there's traffic and you're on the run and you're an individual that has one person in the car, maybe you sneak into the carpool lane. But no, this guy just does not care. He's going to use the carpool lane even when there isn't traffic. He's that confident in himself. And unlike Phoenix, where the carpool lane is only active during certain hours on certain days, in Los Angeles, carpool lane is 24/7. Unless, of course, the suspect has someone else in the car and he actually is following the carpool lane requirements. Now that I don't know. This is just my speculation. Just Memorial Day speculation, guys. Let's see what the chopper has to say now.
Yeah, traffic's not holding him back here. So he's either gonna just burn up every drop of fuel here. We're pretty certain he's not just gonna pull over at any given moment unless he absolutely is forced to.
All right, guys, I'm seeing your tweets coming in. John Trumpion, best commentary. We need Kinsey Fox 10 giggles to go along. John Trumpion, I'm actually texting with Kinsey right now, asking her where she is, because she and I do enjoy giving you guys play-by-play coverage of police chases. I know she is tuning in, so she's watching with you guys in spirit. Chris saying, I guess the highway fuel economy for Kias are outstanding, Samia Fox 10. Chris, it's true. I mean, this is pretty crazy. Tion the Lion saying, wait, are there other people in the car? Did he bring friends? That's the question. The question is, does he have other people in the car and he's using the carpool lane legally? Or is he just a criminal who's stolen a car and figures, well, I've broken one law, might as well break the rest. I'm just going to use carpool lane and I don't even care if there's traffic on the freeway or not. Looks like getting off the freeway, is that an exit for another freeway? Or is he getting onto the 405 southbound? What's going on, guys? Let's listen into the chopper.
Boy, I don't know. It looks just like it's another. Oh, okay. I've lost him underneath the freeway here. That's what I was thinking. He's going south 405, but I can't.
Once again, I called it, guys. 405 southbound. Now traveling 405 southbound, meaning he is in the LAX area, and now he's going to be traveling south towards El Segundo and eventually Long Beach if he stays on the 405.
There it is. There he is. I got him up here at the top. All right, no, I was just going to say he is on that transition of the westbound 105 to the southbound 405, and it joins up down here just below the airport. So now he's fully on the 405, heading southbound here. And you're absolutely right. Time really passes quickly when you're involved in something like this.
All right, guys, those of you who have been tuning in with us for the last at least hour, we've been covering this police chase. This chase has gone on for 2 hours, almost 2.5 hours now. The stolen vehicle is now in the Hawthorne area, traveling on the 405 southbound. Now, when we first tuned into this police chase, we watched as the SUV traveled northbound on the 710. From the 710, it then exited onto surface streets in the when we first started watching this pursuit, we were actually watching as the vehicle was traveling northbound on the 605 freeway in the Whittier area. Eventually, it exited off the 605, was in the City of Industry, Hacienda Heights area, before hopping onto the 60 eastbound. Now, the vehicle then traveled on the 60 eastbound for quite a while, getting into the Pomona and Chino area before exiting once again, hopping back on the 60 freeway, but instead turning around, traveling westbound on the 60 freeway towards downtown LA, eventually not making it all the way to downtown LA, instead exiting on the 710 freeway right in the East LA area, traveling on the 710 southbound. From the 710 southbound, it then hopped onto the 105 westbound towards LAX. Didn't make it all the way to LAX though. Instead opted to travel on the 405 southbound, and that is where we are now. So that's just a recap of what we have seen here on News Now over the course of the last hour. We do know that this chase started around 10:35 in the Southgate area. Again, the vehicle now traveling on the 405 southbound. Typically, the 405 is a very busy freeway. Again, it is Memorial Day. Most of the city is off work. Yes, people in Los Angeles, some people still have traditional work schedules. It's not a land of all creatives or a whole bunch of people without a job. There are a lot of people, obviously, with jobs in Los Angeles that cause traffic on any given day. However, today seems like the ideal day to lead police on a pursuit. Obviously, you have no issues in terms of sitting in traffic. Again, 405 southbound in the Hawthorne area. Eventually, the suspect will approach Torrance, Who knows if the suspect will switch freeways. Again, the suspect will eventually approach the 110 interchange, eventually then the 710 interchange. Again, the suspect in the Kia Sorrento traveling southbound on the 405 freeway. Let's see what the chopper has to say now.
Exactly, exactly. All right, let's take it into Long Beach and get fuel. We're done. Take it into Long Beach and get fuel.
Uh-oh, guys, that is bad news for us. It looks like the chopper is going to Long Beach to get fuel. We're going to actually lose the feed. I'm sorry. We are losing the feed soon, guys.
Oh, we can hang in for about 20 minutes, he says.
Oh.
We're going to go right past, if he stays on the 405, we're going to go right past the Long Beach airport. So.
Hopefully this individual will surrender in the next 15 minutes so we don't lose a minute of this high-speed chase here on News Now. I see many of you guys tweeting me. I will read tweets in just a minute, so stay right here. More News Now ahead. Again, police pursuit, Southern California, 405 southbound, approaching Long Beach in the Hawthorne area as of right now. Hawthorne, Torrance area. Kyle saying Google says the Sorrento has a 70-liter fuel tank and can do 33 miles per gallon, nearly a 500-mile range on a full tank. Probably still has plenty of gas. Kyle commenting. Bro Buzz saying that's a lot of mileage for a stolen car. Ghost Politics saying watching live from downtown Austin, drinking some Johnny Walker. Ryan Self saying, personally, I think the helicopter pilot is doing a heck of a job. Trusty saying, you know the LA highways well. Did you used to live here? Yep, I lived there for 10 years at least. I don't know. Went to college there. LA is home in my heart. Trusty. Again, guys, you're looking at live coverage of this police pursuit in Los Angeles. We're looking at that gray Kia Sorrento. Now, this pursuit has gone on for 2.5 hours. This is pretty crazy. We know that the vehicle is described as stolen. No information right now on the suspect. The suspect is, however, traveling southbound on the 405 freeway. Lady Schubert saying they could have thrown strips a long time ago or shot out the tires. Do something, CHP. Avi Benyab. So what usually happens in the end? This is my first chase, Londoner. Avi, typically the suspect will eventually just pull over and surrender with their hands up, run out of gas, something like that. Or in other situations, they will throw spike strips that will result in the vehicle stopping itself. Tires blow out. Again, vehicle traveling southbound on the 405 freeway. Tim Reardon, Kia's new slogan, which car brand gets better gas mileage than a chopper? Only one Kia. You guys. I wish the chopper would zoom in a little more so I could see the freeway signs, so I could get a better idea of where exactly on the 405 the suspect is. Again, 405 southbound. It looks like he's slowing down quite a bit though, guys. Looks like the suspect is slowing down. Is the Kia running out of gas? Much slower than it has been going previously. Looks like it's stopping. Is it stopping? We may be witnessing a possible surrender, guys. A surrender in the middle of the 405 southbound freeway. Looks like all traffic behind the chase.
I'll keep the mic open on the link. It's just, yeah, it's like 1 minute from Long Beach Airport.
All right, guys, we're just a minute from the Long Beach Airport. According to the chopper pilot, looks like police are getting out. Viewer discretion is advised. We don't know if the suspect is armed, guys. Anything can happen. Looks like officers are exiting the vehicle. Many officers on hand as part of this pursuit. We can't see the suspect, but the suspect has at least stopped the vehicle.
Where is everybody? 7. I handled. Who's flying 7?
Now the question is, did the suspect run out of gas or did he just choose to surrender in the middle of the freeway? Again, 405 southbound, very close to the Long Beach Airport area. I see Steven tweeting me, who's been listening in on the CHP scanner. Steven saying that the vehicle has run out of gas, run out of fuel. Don Trumpion saying, how convenient is that? Runs out of gas right before the helicopter does. Perfect timing. Mason saying, bet it's awkward for the runners to have to explain to other inmates that he was the mouse in a cat and mouse game and he lost. Saber saying, shooting the tires out only works in the movies. Love not hate always. Are we sure LeBron is not driving that Kia? I'm pretty sure LeBron is not on the run. I'm very interested in seeing the suspect surrender. Brian Spain saying, I was getting ready to greet him in San Diego. It's true. What Brian said is correct. If the vehicle kept traveling on 405 southbound, it would have eventually turned into the 5 and the vehicle would have eventually made its way to San Diego and, hey, possibly Mexico. DJ Track saying, giving up right on time, chopper about to lose gas. Ryan Self, Kia has to be out of gas, must have not had a full tank.
Yep.
Michelle asking, is he looking for insurance and registration before he gets out of the vehicle? Interesting question.
Pictures.
HickyBot saying he should have stolen a hybrid vehicle.
Ooh, he just threw something out.
Avi Ben saying thanks for answering. This is so insane for me. I'm watching
that could
with
have
my
been,
whole
yeah,
family.
I couldn't tell what it was. Not that he's going to go anywhere. Smoke.
Brian Spain, evidence for another miles per gallon scandal. The driver works for Kia's competitors. I love your guys' conspiracies. Nathan, has he only just realized he's been being chased by 300 cops and is confused as to why he's been pulled over? Who knows? But right now we can't see the suspect, and he has not exited the vehicle. Jason C. says, I hope he has Wi-Fi in there. Well, if he has a smartphone, maybe he is tuning into our News Now coverage. Just a thought. Lady Schubert saying maybe he needs to call his lawyer first before exiting. Roger Elliott saying looks like he's being a gentleman. Good thing too. Couldn't take the suspense anymore. Berto saying looks like there might be a pet inside the car. I didn't see that, but anything's possible, I suppose. I'm getting a tweet from one of the viewers saying, is he calling AAA for more fuel? Wouldn't that be funny if the suspect decided to call roadside assistance right now for a tow or for more fuel? Unbeknownst to the tow truck driver, he just pulls up, offers the suspect a lift or some more gas, and then the suspect keeps going. That would be funny. I don't know if the suspect's ever thought about that. Howard K. thinks that he's playing Angry Birds right now. He is in the driver of this vehicle. Do we know the race of the suspect? I don't know any details about the suspect right now, the Sylvanator. Berto saying, did he just light a blunt? I don't know. It's hard to tell. I mean, you see many CHP officers on hand to apprehend the suspect. Suspect still hasn't left the vehicle. You can see there's at least 5 CHP SUVs that I can see in the shot, plus motorcycle officers as well. Looks like traffic has stopped in both directions on the 405. You saw the helicopter just pan over. So we know that the vehicle was traveling southbound on the 405. All the traffic behind has stopped. And now it seems that they have stopped the traffic traveling northbound on the 405 as well. Obviously, they want to be safe, take all precautions. We don't know if the suspect is armed at this point. It's a very heightened scene right now in Southern California. This is somewhat near the Long Beach area of Southern California. Looks like cops will be approaching the suspect momentarily. Who knows? Anything's possible. All right, guys, now that you guys don't need my Southern California expertise anymore, I am going to be switching things over to Mike Page. He'll wrap up this police chase coverage with you. Again, stolen Kia on the 405 southbound freeway, stopping traffic in both directions. Mike Pace joining you momentarily. I'm gonna go get some lunch, something that this suspect wasn't able to do. Now, according to Stephen, I just want to read this tweet carefully because Stephen was listening to CHP via Broadcastify. Suspect said he was not armed but wouldn't give up without a fight. Interesting. Alejo saying, Ale, the driver must be a worker for Kia. Honestly, who steals the Kia vehicle? Rather be in a foot pursuit than be inside a Kia. You guys. Jorsey saying the suspect looks white and he's a smoker. He's vaping. The gray lady is chiming in. Another viewer saying he might be loading a gun or he just wants everyone to know he vapes. Again, suspect hasn't officially surrendered, staying inside the car. The vehicle has run out of gas. Switching with Mike Pace now. He will be joining you guys momentarily. Stand by.
Yeah. We're streaming it. We're on the internet. They just want us to hang until we absolutely have to break it off for fuel. And that's totally your call. I don't know whose wash we're getting, but we must be downwind from 7 or something here. They're blowing us all over the place. Yeah, it's starting to warm up in there. Damn it! He's getting out and this thing's all over the place. It's okay. Ah, Jesus, the vibration's kicking the camera. It's connections or slip rings.
All right, guys, we know the suspect has officially surrendered. Mike, we are looking at this live.
Yep.
Suspect is out of the vehicle. His hands are up. A lot of you guys asking what race he is. I know I'm getting a lot of tweets regarding that. Any guesses, Mike? We're going to be politically correct here and not make any guesses right now. Again, the suspect walking backwards, hands are in the air, proving he is unarmed. The chase finally coming to an end in the middle of the 405 freeway, 405 southbound in Southern California. Getting a tweet from Kinsey asking, do you think getting caught was part of his plan? That's a tweet from our very own Kinsey Schofield, who is off today for Memorial Day. Now CHP officers armed approaching the vehicle. They must check the vehicle, see if anyone else is inside. Again, viewer discretion is advised. Mike, this is a crazy police chase.
This is nuts. This is nuts.
Wow. Again, many CHP officers on hand, searching the vehicle. Again, this vehicle was stolen. The suspect led police on a pursuit for almost 3 hours. Really, the only reason the pursuit ended is because the vehicle ran out of gas.
Very good. All right, 4, code 4. I'm going to give you a shot of the backup, and then we're going to go.
Uh-oh, it looks like the chopper is leaving the scene. We know that the chopper had limited fuel and was planning to leave in just a couple minutes. It looks like they're panning to the 405 freeway to show the viewers just how backed up traffic is in Southern California on the 405. If you are taking the 405 southbound, maybe you're returning to San Diego after your Memorial Day holiday. I will
North
warn
and
you that you
southbound,
can't really
both
get
sides
very
have been
far on the
closed.
405 southbound freeway right now. Once you pass LAX, before
Okay,
you
we're
approach
going,
the Long Beach area,
Greg, we're going in for fuel here.
freeway also backed up for people traveling on the 405 northbound. They're blocking traffic in both directions.
All right, we will refuel and then head
Hoping
back
to
Van Nuys.
keep
I guess that's the plan.
everyone out there safe.
hope
You
it's
just
the
heard
plan.
from the chopper. Chopper is looking
right.
to refuel, so they will be losing this feed momentarily.
I'm glad he told me that my mic was open. I forgot about it. All right, we're out of here.
Again, guys, we appreciate you tuning in for our live coverage. Looks like we've already lost the chopper camera. We are working to get you guys another feed. Stay right here. Mike Page will be joining you in just about 20 or 30 seconds. And again, guys, I'm going on my 1 hour lunch break. Mike will be here with you guys, and then I'll be back with you to wrap up my day later on.